It appears that Kamilla Cardoso is done with Angel Reese, and Angel Reese is eating up everything. I've been telling you all that there's only so much masquerading you can do and so much you can sustain this facade. Angel Reese just got a reality check from her own teammate Kamilla Cardoso, not from an opponent. After one glaring play and a noticeably quiet bench, Reese went from being the center of attention to recording another insignificant double-double in a defeat against the Phoenix Mercury. Team, this isn't just about one game. It all came together in Phoenix, which caused a major breakdown in team cohesion. No baby, do it. Here we go. Was this the result of growing tension, a case of karma, or maybe the spotlight finally exposing underlying issues? Whatever the reason, the effect was clear, and when your own teammate begins to point out your flaws, it's time to consider what lies ahead when the person you're supposed to rely on turns into your greatest obstacle. If you agree with Cardoso, then leave a comment below and fire the baby giraffe. Let's talk about Angel Reese's offensive performance last night. The word offensive is the only offensive offense that she is capable of committing, but I'm not just referring to the self-described villain. By the way, I thought that Angel Reese was focusing on winning this season, but rather on taking the Chicago bravado to the promised land of golden toilets and bathrooms with running water. At Chicago's fourth straight loss, the attention was on Kamilla Cardoso and Angel Reese, but not for the reasons Sky fans expected the conflict to be more than speculative. It was evident during the May 27th game against the Mercury when Cardoso's on-court rulings revealed what many had been speculating about the Angel Reese facade. Oh no, free Kamilla Cardoso, she is tired of the Chicago Sky experiment. Once again, I salute you, Tyler Marsh. This point-forward experiment, this Ariel Atkins trade has only backfired on you, backfire on the team, and backfire on the fans. Was totally focused, controlling the paint and grabbing rebounds, but Reese looked disengaged. Every move seemed out of sync, and the team's typical chemistry was noticeably lacking. Angel 435. Let's get it another day, another loss, and it's getting to be a terrible day. They might never win again, and they're about to get the combo meal, travel, me-bound, and turnover all for the price of one baby. Why is she in the top 3 in the league in turnovers? Oh, it's because of plays like that. During a crucial moment, Cardoso received an inbound pass near the top of the arc. Reese signaled for the ball to get attention, which usually would start at a typical pick-and-roll play. However, Cardoso hesitated, looked at Reese, paused, and then decisively passed to another teammate. This wasn't just a lost opportunity, it was a clear indication that Cardoso no longer trusted Reese to execute effectively in a game where every possession counts. Kamilla Cardoso's body language further highlighted the disconnect after a failed pick-and-roll in which Reese failed to set an effective screen. Cardoso responded with a noticeable eye roll before switching back to defense. Later, during a timeout, Reese tried to participate in the huddle, but Cardoso turned away, effectively ending the interaction. These weren't insignificant gestures, they were intentional actions from a player who had watched Aaliyah Boston Dog walk her ass up and down the floor, and she didn't want any part of it. I watch her tap out every night, and she doesn't want it, bro. Let's be honest, you guys drafted a bust, y'all drafted a bust. Cardoso's actions were intentional, they weren't about creating drama for the sake of creating drama. In conclusion, she couldn't rely on her supposed co-star, all captured by the cameras. I'm sorry, bro, she's not good. It was a strategic shift rather than just an emotional reaction, as Cardoso actively distanced herself from the mistakes that frequently happened when Reese had the ball. We get to talk about the meme, and I won't even call him a basketball team just yet. I'm gonna call him a meme that is Chicago Sky. By refusing to involve Reese, Cardoso was making a statement about the team's best interests. She started working more with teammates who maintained ball movement, creating opportunities, and trying to keep the offense dynamic. Fans noticed the change right away, and social media was ablaze with comments about how Cardoso was affecting the team's morale and performance. Support for Cardoso increased as the game went on, while criticism of Reese grew. Observers pointed out that the offense stalled whenever Reese was on the court. Ball movement stopped, energy depleted, and possessions frequently resulted in missed shots or turnovers. The changing dynamic between Cardoso and Reese became the main story of the evening, overshadowing other aspects of the game. By the end of the game, it was clear that this wasn't just a bad game or a brief slump. Cardoso's decision to bypass Reese in real time signaled a deeper issue that goes beyond statistics and highlights the team's chemistry is deteriorating and the offense is suffering. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset with how this offense is looking with me. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still can't manage to get an entry pass. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still have to deal with this kind of amateurism in the WNBA. If you have never seen her dunk before, just wait because you won't see it here either. Okay, I'll admit that we are watching because of YouTube. Come on man, try shooting at the rim without looking first. How about it burn as Reese's tendency to stop ball movement is now impeding Chicago's offense because Cardoso's efforts are in vain and the Sky offensive flow has broken down. This isn't just a phase, it's a direct result of Angel Reese's playing style, which instead of improving the team is making the offense stagnate. Ball movement slows down dramatically, spacing disappears, and what should be a cohesive attacking unit becomes immobilized every time Reese demands the ball and disrupts the flow, turning your back to your team and walking away from the actual basketball game. Action. Yes, Kamilla Cardoso is not happy in Chicago, and I don't blame her again. This year she attempted the same spin move twice against the Sparks in the third quarter, both of which ended in missed layups. The defenders gave her space, making it difficult for her to shoot confidently, which left Cardoso isolated and forced to move out of the paint to avoid turnovers or forced passes. The pick and roll, which should be a mainstay of Chicago's offense, is discontinued because Reese is unable or unwilling to distribute the ball effectively. It's not just the half-court sets that are falling apart. The Sky transition game is in ruins. Cardoso rushes down the court, setting up prime position for an easy lob, but Reese is still fumbling near half court. Open lanes are there, but observers can see him hesitate to set a screen and then retreat, knowing that the ball isn't coming, or worse, that the play will end in an errant shot with no rebound opportunity. Thanks to G-Bro. Profiting from Cardoso's effort, Reese either dribbles into defenders or hesitates too long. For example, during a fast break against the Mercury, Cardoso had a clear path, but Reese delayed her attempt to force it herself and lost the ball in traffic. These aren't just missed opportunities, they're momentum killers that keep happening. The Chicago Sky recently lost to the Mercury 9,489, a game in which they blew a double-digit lead in the third quarter. Listen man, you guys are the worst team in the league, bro. Games this ain't even no. Oh, let's be funny, I'm not even joking, I'm not smiling, I don't have a single joke for you because the Chicago Sky is garbage. As a result, Cardoso is constantly changing her game not by strategy but by necessity, distancing herself from screens, avoiding crowded lanes, and even passing up easy looks because she can't trust Reese to make the right decisions. Their chemistry is toxic. Every possession looks like two players are executing different plays, and the offense doesn't just stall, it collapses, accumulating on Cardoso's face every time another possession is wasted. It's not just about missed shots or turnovers. When Reese is on the floor, the team's morale plummets. The pace slows and players stop moving off the ball to see what she will do next. Even when she tries to pass, it's frequently too late, with defenders already in position to disrupt the play. The Sky have now lost 4 straight games, and each one feels more like a real-time collapse than the team going through growing pains. Miss her first shot of every game. I feel sorry for Angel Reese right now, and it has nothing to do with how she's handled herself or anything. It's just that Caitlin Clark is so much better at basketball than she is, and it doesn't feel fair. Yes, I believe Angel Reese is having a hard time accepting the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is. This contrasts sharply with the image Reese presents off the court. She is the team's face, always in highlight reels and on social media. The real tension between the player Reese claims to be and the one she's actually playing on the court is growing as fans begin to call her the roadblock and point out how every possession slows down when she's involved with Cardoso. What record did Angel Reese break? I didn't say it was a good record, I never said that. Shout out to you, Priceless. I missed this historically bad shootings with an any emoji. Angel Reese goes 0 for 7 from within 4 feet of the basket to tie most misses from that distance in the WNBA over the past 10 seasons. As a result, there is increasing discussion about the discrepancy between Angel Reese's brand and her performance. She is constantly on social media, showcasing her pre-game attire and uttering catchphrases while celebrating as though she has already won. This brand was created for attention, and for a while it worked. But now that the narrative is changing, fans and analysts are starting to notice the cracks, and the Sparks game's numbers make it impossible to ignore her. Plus-minus finished at a confidence-shattering -3, according to the game box score. Points 12 rebounds 3 steals, 0 for 8 from the field, 33% from the free throw line. Angel Reese point forward 5 turnovers 1 assist, point forward 1 assist 5 turnovers. Angel Reese point forward on the court. Reese's struggles are becoming the main storyline as opposing defenders are noticing her tendencies and daring her to take those low percentage shots while watching as she misses layups that should be automatic. That's not just a bad stat, it's a warning that the hype isn't matching reality. As you watch the Sky play, you can see that the defenders sag off her, clog the paint, and force her into difficult situations instead of stepping up, and the entire league is catching on. The Chicago Sky are terrible. They're 0-3 on the season, and the only team worse than the Chicago Sky right now is the Connecticut Sun, which essentially got rid of everyone on the team. Teams are changing their entire defensive schemes to take advantage of her weaknesses, and it's working. It's almost as if the focus is on maintaining the brand regardless of what's happening on the court. One comment captured the frustration. That team outside of Marina Mayberry, who I believe wants out of town now, and I can't say I blame her. What makes this disconnect even more glaring is how Reese handles herself after a rough game. The losses pile up, but she still smiles in post-game interviews and posts cryptic Instagram captions that get more attention than her actual performance. The message is clear: people want to see tangible impact, not just numbers that look good in a highlight reel. First of all, it's not a rivalry when you lose by 35 points on Open. Indiana the Fever are on a different level than Chicago. Let's get that out of the way. Second, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she is not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We simply need to own that social media once her biggest asset is now becoming a The platforms that once crowned her queen are now comparing her play to a bad reality show, which is a difficult shift and is putting even more pressure on her to deliver something genuine. The hype machine that boosted her is now fueling the backlash, and it's starting to affect how people view the entire Chicago Sky organization inside the locker room. When the player who receives the most attention seems more invested in her brand than in fixing the team's problems, it doesn't just damage her image. These liability clips of her missed layups and defensive lapses are all over the place. Reese's emphasis on self-promotion is making her seem like she's playing for herself rather than the team, so people give her some time. But 5 for 22, yikes folks, let's just hide that 5 because that's 22%. Ooh, 5 for 22 isn't very good. That isn't very good. And you know who's laughing about all this? Do you know who's smiling? The crucial question is whether Angel Reese can bridge the gap between her brand and the team's chemistry. The Sky are already having trouble finding their rhythm, and every post and viral clip only makes things worse. The Chicago Sky have lost 4 straight games, including a 9,489 loss to the Victory, where they blew a double-digit lead. The numbers don't lie. Her performance is scrutinized, and fans are wondering if her presence is helping or hurting the team. And her actual game, can she change her focus, step up when it counts, and become the player her team needs? Or will the Sky continue to sink while the spotlight remains fixed on her image? The upcoming games will show if she's ready to live up to the hype, or if the disconnect will keep dragging the team down. Angel will align her brand with her game before the season ends. If you agree with Cardoso, then comment "Fire the baby giraffe" below, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a thing. Click the video on the screen and let me know if you think the Sky bench Reese or if they should change the offense to accommodate her. Shall see you in the upcoming